Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you have a really big cup of coffee or a glass of whiskey. Or what's it called? Can you put whiskey in the coffee?
An Irish coffee.
Yes, an Irish coffee. I have actually a story about that I feel like I need to tell you.
I feel like I need to hear this, and yeah, let's hear yours.
A long, long time ago, when I was in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark on Broadway.
Okay.
And one of the hairdressers used to play jokes on me in dressing rooms. Oftentimes we would create little bars so that after the show, a lot of us would just hang out and have a drink after the show to wind down, right?
Makes sense.
And I always had my Jameson, okay? Up stashed above my station. And when I would come in, especially, it was a 2-show day. So twice a week there's a 2-show day, right? So that's pretty early for the first show. You come in and we usually bring your breakfast sandwich and your coffee and you set it down at your station. And I went to go get my wig put on, and the hairdresser who liked to play jokes on me came, and he decided to add a little bit of whiskey to my coffee before the show.
And how did that go over?
Oh my gosh, I must have been drinking a lot of whiskey because it was I was like, this tastes great. I was like, did I put flavor in this? Did I put a flavor in it I didn't know about? And it took me, a couple of sips and then I figured it out. But I was like,
That is hilarious.
I can't do the early drinking. It just makes me want to take a nap. Some people are really good at it. I don't know. Can you?
No. I've gotten to that point in my life where I have to decide if I'm going to day drink or if I'm going to be drinking at night. I can't do both. So
because then you're going to go to bed at
I'm going to bed at 7 or 8.
Yeah,
if I
exactly.
Start, there's a 5-hour window regardless.
The people that say they're day drinkers, let's drink, they always end up passed out taking a nap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're like, oh, good job, you did it,
I mean, college, different story. Early 20s possibly could make it through, but no, these days it's a choice.
Our bodies are different in the early 20s. Things change, unfortunately.
Exactly.
All right, we digress.
Or we just make better decisions. I don't know. Hard to say.
Or just more responsibilities, honestly. It's more responsibilities, that's what it is. I'm like, oh, I have too much to do in the morning for this. Okay, so
Speaking of responsibilities.
Insurance. Yes. Insurance at all stages of life. We're going to talk about this. It's an article from CNBC. Here's the type of insurance you'll need at each stage of life, experts say.
Experts, not us.
Not us.
But experts.
Whoever those experts are, they say this. So when we're talking about the college days, consider term life insurance.
Yep.
I don't think I considered this in my college days.
Well, and I thought that the reasoning behind this was really interesting because, yes, definitely would not have thought of this.
You're not thinking about life insurance typically, no.
And, my parents didn't think about this either. Not that they were in charge of, but, typically you learn a lot of things from your parents.
Right. And we're learning
now
the things that we want to be prepared to share with our kids when they reach, certain... Oh, well, now, actually.
Right, exactly. Even now. So getting term life insurance, especially if you've taken out student loans, because if you unfortunately pass away, your loan doesn't necessarily go away. And if your parents are co-signers, then they're on the hook. So not only are they dealing with this devastation of their child being gone, but then also having to deal with the debt that goes into it without the ROI of somebody having finished college.
Yeah, and typically when you're young, you can get a pretty affordable term life insurance as well. So it's not really going to have a huge financial impact on your budget. So I think it's just better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's a depressing topic, I know. But we'll try and keep it light. we'll do it with a smile. Okay, so on the job, disability insurance. Now, I never really thought about this, about really looking into what disability insurance I had, because I knew I had it through each job that I would do. So yeah, I never considered really looking into the details of the disability insurance that I had.
Right.
And it actually is really important to understand the coverage offered through your employer to make sure that it is enough if something were to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really look into it in my 20s, but hindsight probably should have and would if I had known this information.
Right.
I definitely had it through my work, but it probably wasn't enough to really take care of me if I'd actually gotten injured on the job.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's also another thing that you don't think about because I think when you're younger, you just feel completely invincible.
Totally.
You're not worried about disability insurance and like life insurance and things like that. But I got injured in a show badly and I was out of the show and I was relying on that for a while. And it helped, it saved my butt.
wow.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's a real thing. Hey.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, doing like actual Broadway shows and aerial work and like you should be thinking about disability insurance.
Right. Yes.
But no, we were just like, wee, it'll be fine. But I think it's commonly used on the stage.
Right. Yes.
So family time. This is interesting. Consider term life insurance until your mortgage debts are paid off. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that you're not, just spending all of your cash here. You're like paying off those debts first.
Right.
Before putting all that money somewhere else.
And then also looking into long-term disability insurance and making sure that it does cover you and you can take it with you if you leave a job, especially if you're taking a leave of absence or you're stopping work to have kids and take care of them for a period of time. Having disability insurance for long term because you still are early in your career, where your wages will be impacted for a long time if you're unable to work because of a disability.
Yep, just looking out for you. The experts are looking out for you. We're just passing on the information. Getting ready to retire. This is when you plan for protection against chronic illness that might require care in retirement.
So looking at long-term care insurance, typically your rates can be cheaper if you get them before you're older. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be in your 30s, but maybe as you're getting into your 40s and 50s, you're looking into it and looking at the premiums. It definitely, and you also never know what might happen where you might need long-term care insurance.
People are living longer as well.
Yes.
We have to remember that, which is a great thing.
Yeah. But especially if you want to stay in your house versus going to a nursing home as you get older, this is something to look into before you get too far into that.
Too old.
She said it.
Yeah. Next up, your golden years. I just love that it's called that.
I know.
It should be called that. We deserve that title. Everyone does. An option to protect against outliving your money is single premium immediate annuity. Don't get this at all, she writes next to it. Can you help me?
So yeah, annuities. We touched on them earlier in the week.
You explained it very well. Thank you.
So an annuity is, as you're in your retirement age, you can put your money as a lump sum into an annuity. Now, there are fees attached to that. So you want to make sure that not only can you afford to put a lump sum of money into an annuity, but also that the fees for this annuity aren't so expensive that you won't be able to get that return on your investment. What happens is typically that while you're in your annuity, you get a fixed income from it monthly. And so that's at a rate that, is basically predetermined. The helpful thing about why you might want to do an annuity is that it helps offset if there's downtrends in the market. So typically you're only going to lose 10% of your money, even if the stock market goes down to 40%.
Which is why there's kind of recommended right now with everything that's going on with the market.
But also sometimes conversely, you don't get the highs that could come as the market or individual stocks or ETFs or an index fund might be able to get to you if you're investing into that. And your money is tied up for at least 7 years, typically.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of things to consider as you're looking into it, but it can be it is kind of a good insurance.
It's a good option.
So it's a good option to look into. Just make sure, and there's different annuities out there.
Yeah, not every annuity looks the same. Okay?
Exactly. So do your research. Some have lower fees than others, but they all have, that's kind of something to take into consideration.
We like it. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be right back with Healthy Wealthy Wednesday. Welcome back, everyone. It's your favorite day of the week. It's Healthy Wealthy Wednesday. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear about our Healthy Wealthy tip of the day. Take it away, Hillary.
So this week's Healthy Wealthy Wednesday, last week, we talked about getting your financial literacy on track by looking at an article every day,
Watching ROI TV.
listening to a podcast, just kind of getting your financial acumen up.
Acumen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And vocabulary, apparently.
Building upon it. And so this week is actually asking for financial advice, which now that you kind of know the basics, you can should be able to go meet with a financial advisor, meet with a financial planner, and figure out your long-term plans.
With some really educated questions.
And knowing kind of, you've done the building blocks of what do you want your retirement to look like? Where do you want your money to go? Like, these are the sort of things where you might have an idea, whereas before you might have met with a planner and they'd ask you a bunch of questions. You might not understand the terms that they're using. And now,
don't.
Right. And now you should have a little bit more information under your belt. And I think the other thing is when you're asking for financial advice from a professional, a lot of people feel like it's for wealthy individuals only.
Right.
But in reality, it's for
everyone.
All income levels.
Right.
And really people who don't necessarily have a lot right now, that's who really needs the help so that they can understand the breadth of the financial services that are available.
Yes, and how to make what they have grow.
Exactly.
Right?
So you can get the most out of your money.
Yep.
So that is our tip this week, is to ask for financial advice.
And I feel like that's almost the tip on almost every single article that we read.
Yes.
It's like, here are some tips, but seriously, go speak to a financial professional.
Exactly.
So this is the foundation of tips right here.
Exactly. As we close out Financial Literacy Month for the month of April, that is our tip this week.
Love it. I love it. And I'm on board. I'm all about the help. Okay, so let's now dive into your show, The Business of. Tell us about what everyone is going to see on today's episode.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. We have a new episode today airing, and it is with the women of Enthuse Marketing.
Oh.
Which is really cool. It's a woman-owned marketing firm, and they specialize in working with female-owned businesses as well.
Love it. We love it.
And really focusing on the education aspect and bringing this sense of hospitality of the brands that they work with into the environments that they're in. So it's a really, and like their story is really cool, and they just, were so lovely to work with, come from two very different backgrounds to make this company really shine.
Oh, okay, I'm interested. I'm tuning in.
Yeah. So we've got a quick clip, and you can learn a little bit more about Enthuse Marketing now. Today on The Business Of, we are talking with Kim Lawton and Christy Snyder of Enthuse Marketing. So tell me quickly, what is Enthuse all about?
Enthuse is a women-owned agency with a purpose of helping other women build their businesses and agencies through our foundation. The agency itself is hospitality-led and hospitality-driven.
So what does hospitality mean to you?
It's a mindset.
Okay.
The mindset of bringing that relationship forward aspect to everything we do for our clients, our team, and our partners.
Wow. So tune in to The Business Of today and learn more about how Enthuse is changing the game in marketing.
Welcome back, everyone. I just wanted to remind you not to miss today's episodes of Estate Planning 101 The Business of, and Blockchain Interviews. I almost forgot the one that we just talked about that I can't wait to watch. But you can watch all of these on ROI TV, and you can catch all of them where?
On Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, or on your phone, whether it's an Apple or Android phone.
That's right, no excuses, basically. Well, thank you for joining us on another episode of Coffee with Kim and Hills. We will see you tomorrow with another big old cup of coffee.